Amanda. I'm the volunteer captain today at the Lost Dog event at Seven Corners. Lost Dog runs 4 adoption events every weekend. This is our largest event of the weekend. We usually do between 10 and I'd say 20 dogs. We bring most of them up from the ranch, but a lot of dogs come in from foster, so the number can vary. Most of our dogs spend their time down at a 70-acre ranch in Summer Duck, Virginia.
Here at the ranch we have we've got Gladys, but in the ways of dogs and cats we've got about 40 cats, which stay in the cat house over there, and then some of them are inside if they're sick. And then we've also got we range with dogs, coordinating with intakes as well. You know, at the end of a weekend after all the adoption events, we'll have about 75, 80 dogs. The restaurants came first. Lost Dog Cafe started about 20 years ago. That started, and they serve pizzas and subs, and they're in Arlington. And then the Stray Cat Cafe came about 3 years ago. And the rescue started in 2001. A lot of the money from the restaurants goes to the rescue. We get the dogs from shelters in rural areas, and we also get the dogs from as far away as North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. A lot of times people ask us why we get the dogs from shelters that are out of state, and we do that because they're gassing shelters there, where they still use gas chambers as a method of euthanasia. So we pull from there because we think that's a horrible way for a dog to go or a cat to go. So we get the dogs from there, and they're often highly adoptable. It's just that you don't have enough people in those areas to actually adopt those animals. At the ranch we can house about 110 dogs, 120 dogs. Right now we have about 90 dogs, and it varies depending on how many dogs we have, how many dogs get adopted during the weekend. This past year we were able to adopt out about 1,500 dogs and about 570 cats, I believe. And since 2001, actually, this year we are able to say that we're going to be doing our 10,000th adoption. So our 10,000th dog or cat is going to get adopted this year.
Chance, he's one of our donation dogs today, and he's trying to earn us a little bit of money to help us cover some of our expenses. Our adoption fees are important, but they don't cover near what we spend trying to take care of these animals. So we depend on these kind of donations. We depend on the people who drop money in our donation jars that we have at vets' offices. And we depend on the Combined Federal Campaign, where we get some funding, and we also depend on our online donations through the Pal for Paws program. All of those sources of funding are really critically important to us to help us pay the medical bills and put gas in the vans and get all these animals adopted. We're a volunteer organization. We have a very small staff.
Fuzzy actually came to us from Okinawa, Japan. We have a little bit of an arrangement with the military base over there. There are a lot of dogs that come into the military homes and end up not sticking around for whatever reason. So this partner organization that we work with brings dogs over, and we help get them adopted.
Well, this is Danny. Danny's a 1-year-old hound mix. Danny had a sister who I believe was already adopted, and he's just waiting to go home somewhere. He's really sweet. He looks a little bit like a possum. He's got a pink nose and a very white face, but he's a leaner. As you can see, I've got fur all over me, and when he just comes right into you, he just loves leaning on you. And he's just overall a really great, sweet dog, good size, can perfect for the lap, which is definitely where he likes to hang out. And he's just a really fun dog to have around.
My name's Kim. I live in Washington, D.C. This is my first event. I'm not allowed to have a dog in my apartment, so I like spending the weekends doing volunteer stuff, but this is my first one. Meadow is my first dog to volunteer with, and she just got adopted, so I'm really excited that I could come out today and help her get a home, even if it's not my home.
I actually viewed a dog that was older, was a yellow lab mix online, and came here to see her, and unfortunately didn't see her, and saw Meadow instead. And then first time we saw her, we knew she was the match for especially our 2 small boys, and with some training we feel that we're going to be a perfect match.